Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. We are on to the next lecture, and in today's video I will be explaining nucleophilic substitution reactions. It's a part of haloalkane haloarine class 12. In this chapter I have already posted the previous videos. Okay, please watch that before you watch this one. Okay, and I have already explained SN1 SN2 reactions. So after watching SN1 SN2 reaction only you will be seeing this video. So in this we will be covering that alkyl halide, when it is reacting with different types of the reagents, what products will be formed. What all different types of nucleophilic substitution reactions can this undergo. Okay, so before I start, let's compare reactivity. Suppose I take different types of alkyl halides, say fluoride, chloride, bromide, iodide, which is most reactive. So order is this. Down the group the reactivity increases. Iodide is most reactive, then bromide, then chloride. Fluoride is least because iodide is the best leaving group. The bond will break faster. Iodine is larger in size. So that is the reason the reactivity will be most for iodide. Now the first reaction under this nucleophilic substitution we are considering is reaction of alkyl halide with aqueous KOH. Or aqueous NaOH also we can write, or moist silver oxide. Moist silver oxide will give you AgOH. So in them, what is the nucleophile we have taken? In this, what will be the nucleophile? Nucleus loving. Nucleophile will have a negative charge on it. So in this, OH minus is the nucleophile. That means this OH minus will take the place of X. So what product you will get? You will get R, and instead of this X you will write down OH plus this K and X you will write as KX. That means in this reaction what did we prepare? We prepared alcohol. So we are able to prepare alcohol from alkyl halide. From alkyl halide what you can prepare is alcohol can be prepared. If you take alcoholic, the product will be different. Mind it, you have to write down aqueous. Only aqueous will give you this OH minus. Okay, clear? If you take water, then also the similar product is obtained. Water will be HOH. So OH will be the nucleophile, then too you are getting alcohol. Now let's see when it is reacting with it. What is this RONA? It is sodium alk oxide. Sodium alk oxide. If you take this alk as methoxide, ethoxide, and so on. Now, what is a nucleophile in it? You try to ionize whatever is given here. You will ionize this as this is plus and this will be OR minus. So what is the nucleophile? OR minus. So instead of this X, what will you write? OR. That means it will be O. With that pen only I will be writing. It will form R O R. If I write this as R dash, this also will be R dash. Just to distinguish between this R and R, I have taken this as R dash. Okay. So apart from that, what else you are getting? This OR has gone. So Na and X is left over. So you will also get NaX as the product. That means what are we getting here? ROR. What is ROR? Ether. In a way, you can say that alkyl halide can be converted into ether. This particular reaction is a name reaction. This one, alkyl halide reaction with sodium alkoxide. It's a name reaction. It is called as Williamson's synthesis. Williamson's synthesis or Williamson's etherification. It's one and the same thing. This is a second reaction. Now moving on to the next one. Reaction with alcoholic KCN, potassium cyanide. You try to ionize it first. It will be K plus CN minus. So what is the nucleophile in it? The nucleophile is this CN minus. Like what was the nucleophile in it? OR minus, alkoxide ion. So what will happen here? This X position will be taken by CN. Every time it is happening like that. The nucleophile from here is taking the place of this X. So what are you getting here? R, C, N. Plus what will be get what other product? K and X. That means you will get KX. So what is the product? We will write the name of the product here. This is cyanide. Okay, whatever is there here, the alkyl part will be there. Apart from alkyl, what you are getting is cyanide. Cyanide is a common name. If you are writing the IUPAC name, it is nitrile. ILE. Okay, this is alcoholic cation, you get cyanide. Potassium cyanide, you will get alkyl cyanide. Now, the next one is alcoholic AgCN, silver cyanide. Now, what is the nucleophile in it? Let's identify that. This is CN. This is the nucleophile. So, this has to take the place of the X. But one very different thing here, you will get the product as RCN and this is AgCN. This is not the similar product what we wrote here. It is isocyanide octane. If you are taking AgCN, you do not get cyanide, you get isocyanide, or it is also called as isonitrile. Now, there is a doubt. Wherever there is a doubt, there has to be some explanation. So, what is the explanation given here? It's important reason question asked, even in boths. The question is, alkyl halides with alcoholic potassium cyanide give cyanide, but with alcoholic silver cyanide they give isocyanide. What is the reason for it? You will write the answer as, this potassium cyanide is ionic compound. It is ionic compound. So when it is ionic compound, it is ionizing, as it will form it will form K plus and Cn minus. It will form K plus and Cn minus. So two separate ions will be formed. And now the Cn minus, it is separated out. So I wrote here plus minus. I did not write in this case because it's a covalent compound. AgCN is a covalent compound. It is not going to ionize. So now the Cn minus, which was formed in case of potassium cyanide, is a ambident nucleophile. There is a new term we study here. It is ambident nucleophile. Now what is ambident nucleophile? Ambident nucleophile means it is having two different points of attachment. That means this can either get linked through this carbon or it can get linked through nitrogen. It has two different point of attachments, either through this or this. But it prefers getting attached through carbon because when it is getting attached through carbon, it is forming a bond with carbon. Carbon-carbon bond is a stronger bond than carbon-nitrogen. If it would have linked through nitrogen, the bond would have been weaker. So since carbon-carbon bond is a stronger bond, it prefers getting attached through carbon, not through nitrogen. So this is the answer you're going to write. Then what about the next example? This one, AgCN. This is a covalent. It will not ionize. It will remain as AgCN. So when this R and X, this is also ionizing, R plus and X minus is formed. So what happens is this R, that alkyl radical here, prefers attacking through carbon because this it prefers attacking through nitrogen, not through carbon, because carbon is not available. It's a covalent compound, so this is not ionizing as Cn minus. So this is already intact with this. Attached to silver. So only this nitrogen is available for it to form a bond. So it has no other option than getting attached through nitrogen. So it attaches through this side and it forms a bond. So what exactly happens is this AgCN is having a lone pair of electron on nitrogen. So this lone pair of electron is given to R to form a bond. Okay, this is given to R to form a bond because this is R plus, and this bond breaks, it forms minus, that is partial negative and partial positive. So this R partial positive forms a bond with this lone pair of the electron coming from here. So when this has gone here, that means this Ag also pushes the electron and it comes out as Ag plus. So this Ag plus and this X minus will form a bond. Okay, it's not actually ionizing. In one step everything happens. This lone pair is given to this thing R, Suppose this R and X comes out from here. So this comes here. It will form partial negative. It will go away. And lone pair nitrogen will be giving through to R. And this Ag and X will form a bond. It's a covalent compound, doesn't ionize. Clear? Now moving on to the next reaction. Alkyl halide reaction with potassium nitrite, KNO2. Similar, you have AgONO. KNO2 or KONO you can write. AgNO2 or AgONO you can write. So both are also similar type like you had with Ag and the previous one with cyanide. So what happens in this case is, in potassium, what you are getting, the product what you are getting is RONO plus you will be getting here KX. The same explanation, this is going to ionize as K plus and minus. So this O minus will form a bond with R. So what will happen? This is coming out, this X and K will form KX and O will form a bond with R, and what you will get is this product. That means what is the product you are getting here? Nitrite. The product what you are getting is nitrite. ITE. It is not LE. Nitrite. And if you are using AgNO2 with ethanol and heating is required, the same reason here. This is alcohol. This is a covalent compound. This is a covalent compound, will not break up. So I just wrote here RX, that is the alkyl halide which we wrote here. So this is a polar bond. It moves this side. It gets a partial negative. R gets a partial positive. So since R got a partial positive, it will have a tendency to pull electrons from the neighboring. So this lone pair of the electron is given to R and it gets linked to R, and this electron also will be pulled towards this side to complete the deficiency, and this Ag and X will form a bond here. That means what you'll be getting is AgX. Apart from that, RNO2. That means in this case what you're getting is nitroalkane. In the first one I may write it as alkyl nitrite. With potassium you are getting alkyl nitrite. With silver you are getting nitroalkane. The similar explanation you will have to give. Potassium compound is ionic and silver compound is covalent, so this doesn't break up. Same way the next reaction of alkyl halides, it's also a type of a nucleophilic substitution reaction. So it's with silver acetate. With silver acetate you ionize it first. It is Ag plus and this CH3COO minus. So what is the nucleophile in it? This one. Nucleus loving. So negatively charged species is a nucleophile. So CH3COO minus is the nucleophile. So what will this do? It will take the place of this X. So let me write down this carbon part first. So it is CH3COO and then I will write down R. Plus this Ag and X will form AgX. So what is the product you are getting here? This is ester. It is ester. Ester is obtained. Whatever you are taking, based upon R is going to change and the corresponding ester will be obtained. Now let's see amines. Reaction with amines. There are 4 types of amines. These are the reactions which are left over. We need to complete them. Yeah. This is normal amine, 1 degree amine, 2 degree amine, 3 degree amine. All these reactions we are studying with Rx. Obviously this is minus, this is plus. Not complete but partial, whatever. So in all of these, what is going to happen here? Very simple to write the product. In each case, what you will do is this H and X you will remove as HX. You will write down as HX. Apart from that, what is left over? RNH2. Remove here this one. In all these cases, wherever H is there, you remove them. You remove it as HX. So in all these cases, one product is HX. Apart from that, what you are getting, just see here. So this is NH and 2 R's are there. So it is R2NH. What are you getting in this case? It is R3N. So 3 R, 2 R's, 1 R and N. This H and X have gone as HX. This is, already R3N. This was ammonia. This is 1 degree. This is 2 degree. This is 3 degree. This is not having any H. So if it is not having any H, then what to do? It will form a quaternary salt. It will form R4NX. It's a quaternary salt. That means, see what products you are getting. This is 1 degree amine. This is giving you 2 degree amine. This is giving you 3 degree amine. And the last one is quaternary salt. You are getting a quaternary salt. Here nothing comes out as HX. There is no H attached to nitrogen. You just get a quaternary. It's something like, you write down as NH4X as ammonium halide. So instead of all the H, you are having R. So R4NX. Okay. So how do you identify 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree amines? If it is NH2 group, 1 degree. NH 2 degree. N 3 degree. So ammonia gives 1 degree. Primary gives secondary. Secondary gives tertiary. Tertiary gives quaternary. Okay. Now, moving on to the next reaction. Reaction with sodium acetylide. Not necessarily acetylide. Instead of this H, you can use R also. If you use R, you will get higher product. Okay, let's consider this as H and solve it. If you ionize it, it is Na plus and HCOO minus. Sorry. HC triple bond C minus. It's a ion, acetylide ion. So what product you will get it? Just see the product. This X position will be taken by HC triple bond C. So you'll get R. Instead of this Na, I will remove. Na and X I will remove as one product. NaX. So it is R, C, triple bond, C, H. Had this also been R, you would have got some higher alkyne. That is a very, very important reaction. Alkyl halide, if you react with sodium acetylide or some acetylides or higher alkynides, you will get higher alkynes. Higher alkynes can be obtained. Now suppose you want to prepare 2 carbon, you want to convert into 3 carbon. So you can take 1 carbon here so that 1 extra carbon will come this side. Okay, so this reaction can be used in this case. Now the last type of the reaction in nucleophilic substitution is reaction with lithium aluminium hydride. Lithium aluminium hydride is a good hydride donor. Hydride donor means H minus donor. H minus can be given by it. So any primary or secondary alkyl halides, they are easily reduced to alkanes by using it. They are reduced to alkanes by using this reaction. How? Now let's see. In this is a mixed, compound. It's a lithium aluminium hydride. So this lithium aluminium hydride will give you H minus as the nucleophile. So what will this H minus do? This H minus will take the place of X. So what will you get here? RH plus this X minus will come out. So this X minus can react with these lithium, compounds. So it can form lithium chloride, it can form aluminium halide, lithium halide, aluminium halide can be formed by this. But the main purpose was the nucleophile. The nucleophile is H minus, so H minus will take the place of this X minus, and what you are getting in this is alkane. Alkane. Okay, so I hope whatever I have explained in this video is clear to you. Okay, so please watch the reason questions. I have already posted in haloalkane, haloarene all the important reason questions and conversions. All possible conversions I have posted in my videos. So please watch that and share the videos with your friends so that everybody gets benefited. Thank you for watching.